So we've been covering what's been going on with Karen Read in this civil lawsuit. As many of you know, Karen Read, she has a civil lawsuit that she is now fighting after she's faced this long, years long battle of fighting criminal charges. The O'Keefe family and, of course, some of the younger kids that were being taken care of by John O'Keefe are suing Karen Read and two of the bars that we heard their names mentioned during the criminal trial. Now, with that being said, Karen Read looked at some of the charges, her team looked at some of the charges, and they requested that some of the charges be dismissed. So we're going to get into and try and figure out what's going on with these charges, what was actually dismissed, and hear the judge's decision on this, because the judge actually grants Karen Read a partial win, and some of the charges that are remaining, they may be pretty easy for Karen Read to fight moving forward. Here we go.
Karen Read case where Read's team has filed a motion to dismiss part of the civil wrongful death lawsuit against her. John O'Keefe's family is suing her and a number of Canton restaurants, claiming they played a part in the Boston police officer's death more than 3 years ago. According to court documents, Read's lawyers argue the O'Keefes are not providing specific facts when it comes to their emotional distress claims, which they believe is grounds for dismissal. Earlier this summer, Read was acquitted by a jury on the most serious criminal charges against her, only convicting her of OUI.
All right, so let's go on to read this article about what's going on with Karen Read, and I'm actually going to get into the full memorandum so you guys can see what the judge said about the partial dismissals here. All right, Karen Read's Canton bars seek partial dismissal of the O'Keefe wrongful death suit, and here's why. Check this out. Karen Read's legal team is asking the judge to throw out part of the civil wrongful death suit filed by the family of late Boston police officer John O'Keefe, who died in January of 2022. The suit also names two Canton bars, or bars, we got to say it the right way here, which the family claims overserved her before the night John O'Keefe was found fatally injured outside a Canton home owned at the time by another Boston police officer who was John O'Keefe's friend. We know their names. We won't mention them here. Prosecutors had alleged in the criminal case that Read, who was dating John O'Keefe, struck him with an SUV while dropping him off at the home and left him in the snow. Read's defense argued he died after a fight in the house, suggested his injuries came from being beaten and possibly attacked by a dog. We're going to get to see all of that in this civil trial. And AJ mentioned it before. If y'all didn't check out the interview he did with Billy Bush, one of the best interviews I've ever seen, and we covered it here on the channel. Go make sure y'all check that out. The civil suit was filed in August of 2024 after a mistrial in Read's first criminal case.